It is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show here from the studio, which is our mothership, Studio 22. Yeah. That kid made a lot of money on GameStop, man. 10-year-old. I was talking to one of my 14-year-old boys the other day. I said, how'd you do on GameStop? He goes, I'm not as good as I thought I was gonna.
My son bought a bunch of it.
He goes, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
My son Seaver said that he bought into it when it was at 90.
Yeah.
He jumped in, and I think he bought quite a bit.
I did okay, Steve. I did okay.
Good for you, man.
GameStop and
good for you.
Nokia didn't do what I wanted to do, but AMC Entertainment did all right. Yeah. Stick it to the man.
Yeah.
Stick it to the man. I was trying to buy some put options because I knew it was going to come down. I knew it was going to come storming down, but that Robinhood app, man, golly. The hell? Say it, Candace. What are you thinking?
So on Robinhood, I had signed up already. I already had an account. I went back in last Friday to go ahead and buy some, I'm not going to say protect my personal investments, but it had a questionnaire of it was an economics test to take in order for your account to be verified. And it was is this kind of equity good or bad? How long have you been investing? What's your net worth? And it was asking economic questions like you were taking a college final. It was crazy.
When I signed up, yeah, they really want to make sure that you know what you're doing in several different ways. Not that they won't let you give them your money if you don't know what you're doing. Trust me. They'll take. I sort of like that app. I'm sort of having a love-hate relationship with the Robinhood app. I'm an E-Trade guy. I'm just so used to E-Trade. So simple, easy to use.
I got tickled. Somebody said, please explain to the people that don't really know what's going on what happened with GameStop. Somebody wrote back, okay, the New York Yankees got beat by a high school baseball team, and now they've gone to the commissioner to get it taken off the books.
Exactly. That's a great way of putting it.
That sums it up right there.
Hot news, Natalie. What's that on your shirt? Meat church.
Gotta love the old meat church, buddy.
Yeah, our buddy Matt Pittman, he and I are going fishing. It's a charity deal. They raffled us off, basically. Matt Pittman that owns Meat Church. And we're going fishing on Saturday with a player to be named later. I don't know. Chris Webb is a good friend of ours. He's a guide over on Cedar Creek Lake. And I think we're going sand bass fishing.
Nice.
Because the crappie aren't really biting right this minute. Right. I wish Party Foul Steve was going.
Do you?
Not you.
Thanks,
Party Foul Steve.
Thanks, buddy.
Who said I'm not?
Yeah, well, if you are, you are.
Yeah.
Did you work it out?
Nope.
Steve's going to be like a Navy SEAL, just come up out of the
maybe
water.
I won the contest. You just don't know yet.
It'd be kind of cool.
You see the bubbles, all of a sudden he just peers out.
Yeah, he just comes up, bloop, 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 knife in his teeth. Oh, man. I look at all this crap. This is the stuff. Candace goes through stuff and brings me the thing she thinks is going to piss me off the most. I want to get into as much of it as I can today. Thursday free-for-all is what we're going to have tonight. I hope everybody is doing well. I don't want to rant as hard as it did yesterday. It makes my blood pressure go up. You know what I'm saying?
You were on a roll, buddy.
Well, I just get tired of the nonsense. You know? I mean, I was reading something in here, and I'm going to have to find it during the break. And it was, Navalny. Navalny. Alexei Navalny. You know, he was the one he was the opposition leader against Putin. And they put him in a prison camp for 2.5 years because he supposedly violated his parole. Well, he was in a coma.
Oh.
Thanks to the Kremlin poisoning plot. That's why he violated his parole. They put him in a coma with poison. And so, of course, President Biden, Trump was so soft on Putin. Biden just extended the Moscow-favoring New START arms limit treaty for 5 years, while Germany continues to go ahead with a Nord Stream natural gas pipeline that will give Putin greater leverage over border states like the Ukraine. Yes, that's very good from Russia. Joseph Biden. It's going to be fun today. It's going to be fun, Puppet Master Mark. Hey, many states and local governments have used the coronavirus to trample on the constitutional rights of millions of people, simultaneously defunding law enforcement while the mob and dangerous criminals roam free. When the government can't or won't ensure your safety, self-reliance is the only option. That's why iTarget was invented, to give law-abiding citizens a cost-effective way to train in the safety and privacy of their own home. No more inconvenient trips to the range, no more expensive practice ammunition. Just download iTarget's proprietary app, load the laser bullet into your firearm, start training right there at home. iTarget comes in all the major calibers, including .223 for your AR-15, so you can stay sharp with almost any firearm you own. Today, you can save 10% plus get free shipping with the offer code CHAD. I spell it Chad at checkout when you go to itargetpro.com. Smartest way for you to practice. Pays for itself in a day. Makes for a great gift for your patriotic Valentine. That's the letter I. The letter I, targetpro.com. And don't forget, use promo code Chad. We'll be right back. So, as many of you know, we've been talking about it. We're doing more strategic shows this year, comedy shows. Been doing the Unapologetic tour with Jesse Payton. We've had a few venues cancel us because of tweets that I have made. One they got mad because I kind of condemned in a roundabout way. It wasn't even the tweet was not even about the Capitol riot, but I condemned it, obviously. And I got canceled for that because they said we have people who were there at the Capitol. And they live in our community. And we're offended that you're not supporting what they did. I'm like, okay. So they canceled a couple shows. And Jesse Payton texted me. He goes, I guess you're a racist. I said, no, dude, everything's not racist. This is the opposite crew here. These are the right wingers. They're a little bit being weird. But we are doing Franklin, Tennessee on February 12th, and then on the 13th and 14th, PG-13 show.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're at Horseshoe
Naughty
Bay.
words.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I can do it. We'll see if Jesse Payton can do it.
Jesse Payton is going to struggle on
Jesse's
that.
a pro. Jesse's a pro. He knows how to do it. We had a little conference call and said, Jesse, you going to have any problem with doing PG-13? Because Jesse's pretty strong. It's unapologetic tour.
Yeah.
Jesse's a funny guy. Funny. Super funny comedian. But he's pretty strong.
Why PG-13?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They had to.
Is it a daytime show?
No, 2 nights. They're in Austin, Horseshoe Bay. But anyway, that's what they did. So Jesse's like, I got it. I'm like, you're a pro. You got this. Don't let me down, Jesse.
But I don't know, Horseshoe Bay, though, there's a lot of families there.
There's a lot of families,
so
and you have to be staying at the resort to come to the show.
Right. So, yeah, it's...
And we've already sold one out. The other one's almost sold out. So get some tickets. Come stay with us down at Horseshoe Bay.
Okay.
A couple nights. You come down?
I think I should. When is it?
Come. February 13, 14. Come on down.
I think I have a show on the 13th.
I think your crap gets canceled all the time, too.
I think it does. Not because I've said something racist, just COVID.
Come on, man. Yeah, just COVID. You don't believe in it?
COVID
Somebody
sucks.
texted me a little while ago and said, I just got in a fight in a Starbucks over you, and they don't even know that I know you. And I'm like, how does this stuff happen? And they said that they were meeting with some podcasters that wanted to have them on a show, and they were talking about Governor Abbott. Somebody in the store was talking about Governor Abbott, and this friend of mine, shouted out, Chad Prather 2022, and all hell broke loose.
Oh, my.
Man.
Apparently I'm anti-everything, anti-vaccine, anti-grandma, anti-grandpa. You just don't love your grandparents. I'm anti-mask. I'm anti-double mask. I'm anti-public. Yeah.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too, baby. Yeah.
How'd you get your ass kicked? I mentioned Chad Prather.
I mentioned Chad Prather in a Starbucks. Came out wearing my white Frappuccino. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Joe Biden, he's not making new law. He's eliminating bad policy. Puppet Master, would you please play clip number 1?
I want to make it clear, there's a lot of talk, with good reason, about the number of executive orders that I have signed. I'm not making new law. I'm eliminating bad policy. What I'm doing is taking on the issues that 99% of them, that the last president of the United States, issued executive orders I thought were very counterproductive to our security, counterproductive to who we are as a country, particularly in the area of immigration. This is about how America is safer, stronger, more prosperous when we have a fair, orderly, and humane legal immigration system.
Orderly?
So many things I want to say about those video clips. You're in the Oval Office. Why are you wearing a mask? I mean, who are you worrying about, Joe?
He's not in the Oval Office.
Maybe it's not him talking.
Oh,
He's not in the Oval Office. He's in a basement in the White House that looks like the Oval Office.
Backdrop.
think so?
With a backdrop, for sure.
Think so?
Inside source.
Why wouldn't he be in the Oval
I read
Office?
it on the internet.
Oh.
Probably on Reddit.
Yeah.
Are you on one of those Q message boards, Steve?
You never know. Probably on some watch
I don't understand
list
why
somewhere.
he wouldn't be in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
I mean, they built a freaking wall and a chain link fence around that sucker that's impenetrable. I mean, why? I mean, who knows? The guy might be in Delaware for all we know. But that's the mask. I just don't. These policies that are counterproductive. What policies? All pertaining to immigration. Well, what about them? Oh, well, we got to build back safer, stronger. Build a wall. How about that? Let's shut down the border before all of these folks that are unvetted and God knows what they're bringing with them, who they're bringing with them, what child trafficking may be happening there. Why don't we focus on American citizens rather than opening up the borders to these COVID-infested people that are coming up here that we have no way of vet. I mean, let's face it, that right? You're wearing the mask. So therefore everybody in the Oval Office must be COVID infested. So if they're coming down from a second world country, they're coming up from a second world country, like Guatemala or Honduras or wherever they may be coming from. Well, good chance they might have some COVID on them.
Your voice is going high there,
Baby. I got new breasts and they're tender. Yeah, hormones are changing, Nat. Yeah. But, I mean, how dare you call them COVID-infested? No, everybody's COVID-infested. You're COVID-infested. Your mama's COVID-infested.
No, not my mama.
Well, everybody's mama.
Okay, maybe she is.
Yeah, probably. I mean, golly, it's stupid.
That's funny you say that. It made me think in a few years from now, we're going to have a bunch of kids named COVID.
Oh, yeah. Corona.
Here's
Corona,
the thing.
COVID.
I want to do a Glenn Beck chalkboard at some point in time. Is there a Sharpie mark anywhere nearby? Is there one
All
over
you
there
celebrities,
handy?
I can't believe you don't have one in your back pocket.
I don't have one. I have a marker board thing. I want to break down COVID for you guys. Maybe at the break we can find a Sharpie marker, and I want to break down what the true meaning of COVID is, and I'm going to show you what triggered it. And I'm going to show you how it's connected, and it's going to blow your minds. It's going to be the most important Chad Prather Show special you've ever watched. Yes.
Oh, now you're starting to sound like Beck.
That's
I was
exactly
gonna say,
right.
we got some pretty important
Every
important ones.
Wednesday night, Glenn Beck is live on Blaze TV, and it is the most important episode that we have ever put out.
Stay tuned for the most dramatic
You
after the rose ceremony with
want
Chad
to
Prather.
miss this important episode. It is the most important one we've ever done. Here's my favorite Jen Psaki. I love Jen Psaki. Ha ha ha. Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki is literally that fourth wheel on the Walmart shopping cart that goes wiggle, 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 wiggle. Play clip number 2, Marcus.
Soon. They asked whether the president has made a decision on keeping the scope of Space Force.
Wow, Space Force. It's the plane of today. It is an interesting question. I am happy to check with our Space Force point of contact. I'm not sure who that is. I will find out and see if we have any update on that. Go ahead.
Jen, a couple, start with COVID relief. Senator Manchin today put out a statement saying he was going to vote for the budget proposal, but made clear that his final vote needs to be on a proposal that's very targeted. He is opposed to the $15 minimum wage. Is the $15 minimum wage a must-have for this White House and in the final package?
Well, Phil, I should have also brought you up here to just talk about how a bill becomes a law, because I think you know.
I have a 17-part reconciliation instructions question.
Oh, good. I can't wait. Well, I'll tune in for it. You know, Phil, I think there are a lot of points of view, as should not be a surprise to anyone, of different members of Congress. We respect all of them. We're happy to hear them. Hence, the president met with 10 Republican senators last night. But we're not going to negotiate from here or, frankly, in public about what is going to be in and out of the package. We want that to work through the legislative process. Sorry, that is ongoing now.
She thinks she's so cute. Honey, that red hair that you keep making redder. Don't go with that blue.
Well, Phil, maybe you should get up here and just tell us how a bill goes into action.
Yeah, why don't you come? Well, I'll be sure to tune in for that one. Oh, Space Force. That's the plane of today. That's a branch of the military, dumbass. I mean, you're totally disrespecting a branch of the military. I'll get with my Space Force contact.
I'm not sure who that is right now.
Don't know who it is. Are you kidding me right now?
She reminds me of the beauty contestant that got that question and became famous because she was like,
World
and
peace.
so, and the Iraq and such, circle back.
Yeah.
And world peace.
It's so dumb. I'm like, you are really, she is yet to answer a question that's serious. She wants to talk about repainting Air Force One. She wants to talk about the president's socks. She wants to make fun of the military. You just ridiculed a branch of the military. What is wrong with these people?
Belittled it.
The condescension is just tangible. You can taste it.
But her hair's red.
Look, I like redheads. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Don't play off the old Space Force. Y'all have seen the video. Those aliens are out there. We need it.
The issue is...
You know, gingers are a minority, so they hired another minority.
Don't you...
Send your hate mail to Steve Powell.
at watchchad.com.
Calling someone a minority is not a bad thing.
Oh, it is too, Steve. Yes, it is. Just like me calling them COVID-infested Guatemalans.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Play real quick, Mark. Play number 4. Wait, maybe.
Are you or have you ever been a member of the Trump supporters? Are you a member of the Trump supporters? Are you a member of the Trump supporters?
A little McCarthy
Communist
hearings
Party.
right there.
Yes. The dance mix.
Are you a member of the Trump supporters? Oh man, you just must be. You're a seditious traitor, Steve.
I don't try to be.
I mean, I want to be the best seditionist I can be. Yeah. Oh, we're living in a weird world, people.
I just want to play music again.
I know. Well, you're not going to get to.
You're not allowed to.
You're canceled.
Couple of more years.
I can't sing. I might spread COVID if I
it's
sing
not
loud.
cancel culture, Steve, according to this Washington Post article. It's not cancel culture. You're being held accountable. That's the deal.
I mean, you're no Morgan Wallen.
That's right. Morgan Wallen. No, don't even go there, Steve.
He had a good month run there.
Yeah. I hope he enjoyed that 1 month career.
Yeah.
Golly.
Good job.
Hey, here's a trick for those of you who want to make it in popular culture, like in the music business or in the entertainment business. Don't even affectionately refer to your friends as the N-word. Don't do that. Okay? Yeah. I happen to think that Politico staffers were right to oppose their news organization granting its imprimatur to someone with Shapiro's history of performative bigotry. They're talking about a Jew. They're talking about a Jewish man. Oh, boy. Shapiro, who tweeted this in 2010, Israelis like to build, Arabs like to bomb crap and live in open sewage. Okay. Strong words. And who offered this view in 2019 after a Democratic presidential candidate opposed the colleges, opposed to gay marriage, to lose their tax-exempt status? Beto O'Rourke does not get to raise my child, and if he tries, I'll meet him at the door with a gun. Oh, man, Ben Shapiro, all 5 foot of toughness right there.
Yeah.
But so they're saying that it's not, yes, America, when people get to talk, all these people get to talk in America, these people get to talk because of the First Amendment, the government won't shut them down. Doesn't mean they're immune from other forms of accountability, though. So it's not cancel culture. You're just being held accountable. When you get deplatformed, when Donald Trump gets deplatformed, whenever they censor people on social media, all that. No, we're just holding you accountable. That's all it is, Steve. So I'd love for you to be able to play music. You're not being canceled.
Okay.
You're just being held accountable. We want to make sure that you stay in your place. All right?
I'll try.
Hey, health experts are warning that the flu and other viruses besides COVID-19 could see a resurgence in the next year following a sharp decline due to social distancing and other safety restrictions like 9 masks. This is because these restrictions are weakening our immunity to the flu and other viruses. So don't let your guard down. Take Field of Greens, Brickhouse Nutrition, every day, loaded with antioxidants. Field of Greens, packed with 18 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables, plus green tea, ginger, turmeric, beets. Powerful combination. Not only can it support heart health, it can support your healthy immune system, your metabolism, blood pressure, and digestion. See, Natalie, you don't have to go to fat camp. Just take your Field of Greens. I'm telling you, I'm not playing with you.
That's what I need to do.
Complete with pre and probiotics, Field of Greens is not only good for you, it's good for the entire family, including the kids, including your little athletes running around the house. Put a scoop of it in a glass of water, stir it up, drink it, you're done. Go to brickhousechad.com. I said brickhousechad.com. Get 15% off your first order with the promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. That's at checkout. It's available in multiple flavors. brickhousechad.com. Use promo code Chad. Right back.
Brick house.
Here's a brick. I am sitting here trying to find the sad face emoji. That's the attitude I have right now.
Get happy, Chad.
Sad face. Have you ever been a Trump supporter?
I have.
Have you ever been a member of the Trump supporters?
Yes.
I have.
Oh, man. Oh, you know, the gift that keeps on giving and the woman we keep giving attention to is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I was sitting there, I think, at a restaurant with you, Steve, last night, because you tend to be my nightly dinner date.
You're welcome.
It's nice of you, Steve, to
It's romantic.
come to dinner.
And I'm sitting there watching. He does. He bought me plenty of dinners, nice. And then he bought me, and then he's introduced me to friends that buy dinners too. Sometimes I love those rich people over there at the old folks' home. We got to eat early. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah,
but yeah,
you got to get the tapioca about 4:30.
Yeah, if you're gonna, they run out. That's the problem. And they had probably the most attractive picture I've seen of AOC on the news over the bar area.
Right.
And I was like, if she just wouldn't say anything. You know what I mean? But there's a part of me that sort of, dare I say, admires AOC because she is willing to buck the system of her own party. And I don't agree with her philosophically or politically or in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that she's willing to stand toe-to-toe and at least buck the system of her party, as wrong as she may be, I do have some admiration for that.
Yeah, it'd be nice if more Republicans kind of...
I mean, they're out there. Of course, you're going to be, our buddy's going to call them smarmy.
Yeah.
Because they're outspoken. That's the thing. The greasy wheel, I mean, the squeaky wheel, right? That's going to be the one that you're going to get the grease. I mean, you're going to always go to the squeaky wheel. We're going to be making fun of Jen Psaki for a long time because she's just dumb. And I mean, she's just so dumb. I'm going to circle back to that, though.
What interview process did she go through to get that job?
She worked for the Obama administration, if I'm not wrong. I think she was part of the Obama press administration as well. Could be wrong on that. Seem to remember. I really don't care with her, but she's not good at it. I mean, after Kayleigh McEnany, look, Sarah Sanders was great, but after Kayleigh McEnany, good Lord.
I think this lady's doing exactly what she's told to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, she doesn't have to
answer every question without answering it and don't tell anybody anything.
Right. It's just like Joe Biden in that earlier clip who's going to say he's turning back bad policies without saying what those bad policies are.
Yeah. What were they, Joe?
I'm so tired of people saying, oh, Trump was so bad for America. Okay, well, tell me what policy was bad. What policy was bad? Well, he said mean things. Tell me what policy was bad. Tell me what you didn't like.
I can hear your blood pressure getting louder right now.
Can you?
Yeah.
I took my blood pressure medicine this morning on purpose before I came into the studio.
We got a lot of no answers when Obama was in office, and with Trump and Sarah and Kaylee, first name basis, they answer questions directly. And now we've gone back to circling around the answer.
We're going to circle back to it. But, somebody said to me the other day talking about, I don't need to get into that again. I get fired up. I just get fired up. I mean, going to say, well, now Iran's getting more powerful. We smoked General Soleimani. I mean, turned him into goo right there on the asphalt. Smoked his ass from the sky. Don't tell me Trump was easy on Iran. We sent him pallets of cash through Barack Obama.
Right.
And look what happened. Now they building and beefing back up. You're going to sit there and tell me North Korea has more weapons now because of Trump? Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. People aren't paying attention. Anyway, AOC, back to AOC. She's just, when she starts talking. And by the way, if you're not watching Sarah Gonzalez's parodies of AOC on Instagram, you got to watch them. Or on her YouTube, Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered. Play clip number 5, please, Mark.
This past week, Ted Cruz and now Representatives Chip Roy and, oh, by the way, some of the other representatives who actually encouraged people to threaten members of Congress or tweeted out the location of the speaker are now telling me to apologize for saying and speaking truth to what happened. These are the tactics of abusers, or rather, these are the tactics that abusers use. And so when I see this happen, how I feel and how I felt was not again. I'm not going to let this happen again. I'm not going to let it happen to me again. I'm not going to let it happen to the other people who've been victimized by this situation again. And I'm not going to let this happen to our country. Suddenly she's a victim.
Oh.
Ted Cruz and Hawley and Chip Roy, she's suddenly a victim. She's going to use the language of a victim. Not going to let this happen. I'm going to stand like they sexually abused her or some kind of thing like that. You're a congresswoman, for crying out loud. That's the nature of the job. You are going to have to deal with people you don't agree with. That's the nature of the job.
She's not letting it happen again, though.
She ain't letting it happen again. Now, she doesn't say how. She's not going to, quote, let it happen again. Not on my watch.
I like the way she starts out with,
Every time I see her, as a congresswoman on TV and stuff, it really gives me hope that Chad has a chance of being elected governor of the state of Texas.
That's messed up. That's
compliment.
That is a weird way of saying that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
AOC, maybe thank you. Did y'all watch, speaking of that, sidebar, did y'all watch the State of the State address with Governor Greg Abbott?
I did not.
Did not watch it?
I did not.
Well, I was out in the wilderness, but I was reading about it. I read the follow-up to it and stuff. He's trying to come out more conservative. He's taking his little barbs and shots at Beto, and Beto's shot back at him. They have no idea what's waiting for them in the woods. Here I come, people. Here I come. And people keep asking me, we talked about this on Monday's episode about just different policies and stuff, and people come at me online. They're like, we want to hear your policies. Well, then watch the freaking show. That's all we talk about. If you're watching the show, you'll know what the policies are. But you want me to put it, I'm not running for class president, people. This is a process. I am in this race so early. I don't even have to declare for another year, technically. I've got a year to declare that I'm going to run. I'm in that process. I've already done it. But I'm so ahead of the game on this thing. Let the process play out a little bit, okay? I'm not here just to play footsie with politicians. I'm here to make sure that one of the things we're doing is we're putting out surveys to find out what the people of Texas want, to find out what is the major issues to them, to find out what they expect an elected representative to do and who they need it to be. I want to find out what Texans are after, okay? And then we'll go from there. So see, once I hear from the Texans, then we'll start to formulate the way I'm going to verbalize what I believe in. Because I'm pretty clear on what I believe, my policies, my platforms. Unlike an AOC, I want to be able to tell you what it is that I don't want you to have to deal with anymore, right? So I'm trying to get a formulated hypothesis before we go to the market, so to speak, and start saying this is what we're running on. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about me, it's about you. And I will say this too, I'll be very bold in saying this. If it comes down the pike and I'm not the guy for the job, I'll get out of the damn way. If I'm not what's best for Texas.
You've said that all along.
I have said it all along.
Yeah.
I'll get out of the damn way.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing some rumblings of different people. I haven't seen anybody right now that is planning to run for governor that I think has a better ability than myself. There's some folks out there that if they were to jump in there, I'd say, okay, do I need to jump behind you? Do I need to help support you? Because I want the best man or woman for that job. Sure. Because I want Texas first. I said this in a video on social media the other day. Whatever it takes, I want Texas first. We're not one among 50. We're not one among many. We are one. Texas is all that matters right now. It's all that matters. This country will not survive without Texas being the Texas it has been historically. Got to be strong.
And it's still getting canceled.
Well, it's bad. Bad, Natalie. But I'm going to stand for Texas and put it first. Y'all hang tight. I'll say more about it. Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to AOC for a second.
Do we have to?
Yeah, I want to.
Okay.
I want you to get her vivid description of what happened during the Capitol riot, her experience with the police there. Play clip 6, Marks.
There was no partner, was not yelling, Capitol Police, etc., etc. But then it didn't feel right. Because he was looking at me with a tremendous amount of anger and hostility. And things weren't adding up. Like, there was no partner there. And no one was yelling. He wasn't yelling like, this is Capitol Police, this is Capitol Police. And he was looking at me in all of this anger and hostility. And at first, in my brain and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I just came from this super intense experience just now. Maybe I'm reading into this, right? Like, maybe I'm projecting, like something onto him that like, maybe I'm just seeing anger, but maybe he's not trying to be angry. But I talked to G, my legislative director, after the fact, and he said, no, I didn't know if he was there to help us or hurt us either.
There you go. So now she's victimized by the cop.
Oh my gosh.
The Capitol policeman.
I think
police
she
officer
should
who was there.
resign and go get counseling. She obviously is so disturbed that she's not going to be able to focus on her job.
Yeah.
And she needs to go get counseling. When
she's
did she
at a
shoot
stage
this?
now where everything victimizes her.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with Nat. I think she
needs an emotional support animal.
Yeah.
Well, probably all of her constituents need that also.
All 13 of them.
Yes.
In that little borough of New York.
When did she shoot that?
It was 2 nights ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we're still on this, she needs counseling.
She's not victimized by the rioters anymore. Now she's victimized by the police.
Yeah.
See, I look at that the way I look at Jen Psaki, dumb, who's talking about, Space Force. Look, bitch, if you don't know what Space Force is, I can't go back to that. It's a branch of the military, for crying out loud. It's not about little green men and aliens. That's not what Space Force is about. My God in heaven. But no, AOC's doing the same thing. She's just victim. I mean, this same stuff. Now she's going to go out there and insult the police. I mean, you have a police officer who lost his life that day, who's lying in state in honor at the Capitol right now, as she was recording that. His body is there in a casket draped in an American flag. And she's going to sit there and talk about how she felt so threatened by a Capitol police officer. I'm not done with her yet. Play number 7, Mark.
If you're trying to call for the end of unrest, but you don't believe healthcare is a human right, if you're afraid to say Black Lives Matter, if you're too scared to call out police brutality, then you aren't asking for an end of unrest. You are asking for injustice to continue and for your people to continue to endure the violence of poverty, the violence of a lack of housing access, the violence of police brutality, and not say a damn thing. That's what you're asking for. So if you're out here calling for the end of unrest, then you better be calling for healthcare as a human right. You better be calling for accountability in our policing. You better be supporting community review boards. You better be supporting the end of housing discrimination. You better be standing up to for-profit real estate developers that are intimidating people and trying to evict them from their homes. That's what you better be calling for. Because if you don't call for those things and you're asking for the end of unrest, all you're asking for is the continuation of quiet oppression.
So there she is. That was May 30th, 2020. And then we had a summer of riots, a summer of protest, a summer of burning and looting. And
I'm highly offended.
Somebody said to me the other day, they said, well, Target's got insurance. Storming the Capitol's a different deal. She just incited violence with that. Storming the Capitol, that's a holy place. That's, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. No, it's the people's place. And by the way, the Capitol thing on January 6th, that wasn't the first time a federal building has been stormed. They were stormed all through the Kavanaugh hearing. They several different times. They took over the federal buildings in Portland. They're still dealing with all that stuff in Portland. She just called for unrest. She said, you can't condemn unrest. She's calling for more unrest. Right. She's calling for more of it. Unless you're doing this, this, and this, there needs to be unrest.
The way I heard that, and that's just me talking, is I heard her say exactly what she was accusing Ted Cruz of doing.
That's exactly right.
Am I wrong?
You're 100% right. That's the whole deal. That's the hypocrisy of the whole deal. You're going to say, oh, no, these guys are calling for violence and calling for unrest and all this kind of stuff. But then you're going to turn around and you forget how quickly you forget that just 7 months ago, 8 months ago, you were doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
And some people do find Target to be holy.
Hey, we can tell by the way you dress sometimes, Natalie.
Well, you said that the Capitol was holy ground.
I'm just watching you wallow in it, Mark.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And the insurance comment, that gets me fired up.
Well, I mean, you're telling me we don't have insurance on the Capitol building? I mean, they were back in session 3 hours later, right? But AOC, she felt threatened by the cops. And this is a woman who's talking about, she's bitching about being victimized by this so-called unrest and insurrection, right? But she called for it back in May.
Right.
She called for more of it. She wanted more of it. But then when they get it, go back and watch yesterday's episode, Jason Whitlock, the Blaze Media op-ed that I read that he submitted, that he wrote. Go back and watch yesterday's episode and remember what he said about, these folks, the sports analysts, the newscasters, the big tech people, the social media guys, all these giants out there, they're the ones who called for the unrest. They called for the unrest. It wasn't because Trump went out and gave a little speech out in front of the White House and said, now let's go march to the Capitol. He didn't say, all right, go down there and burn the place to the ground. You had some yahoos that went nuts out there, and you had, interactions and conflicts. I mean, I can turn on the news tonight. If they're willing to show it, there's probably some protests out there. I mean, how many times have you seen these people, Antifa, BLM, all of them clashing with the police? All these guys that are coming out there, they're having to fire off tear gas and all this, and they're running into the guys out there with the plastic shields, and they got their batons and the whole thing. They got the bike police out there holding their bikes in front of them, and there's a clash. Boom, there it is, and now you got the water cannons and everything else that's out there. We've been seeing this. This stuff is etched in our brain. But you want to take this one little thing that happened. Well, it's not a little thing, but you want to take this one instance, this occurrence that happened because it was so-called right-wingers who did it, and nobody with a legitimate platform and voice is condoning it. We all condemn it. But yet she called for it. She called for it. She's one of those big voices. Got on Instagram and called for more unrest. And you know what? We had a summer full of it. A summer full of unrest. How quickly can we play number 8, Mark? You think we got time? Let's do it.
And a lot of people say, gee, this does not look like global warming. How does climate change fit into this? Well, what you just talked about is exactly what happened. 3 of the 10 driest winters happened in the last 20 years, right? So we're not getting as much winter. We're getting mild winters. But when the storms come, they're powerful. 6 of the 10 biggest in history have happened in the last 20 years. And we have records here that go back 150 years. So if you do the math, we should be getting a storm like this every 15 years. We're getting them much more frequently as the oceans warm up, all that warm ocean energy meeting the cold air coming down from the Arctic. Bam, you get all that atmospheric energy, which creates scenes like this.
Yeah, snow in New York City.
Yeah.
Oh, my
crazy,
God. Are
isn't
you
it?
kidding me?
It's crazy.
Climate change is happening, man. And they really had a stranglehold on things like Fahrenheit 150 years ago. Yeah. They really did. They really knew
I just like
barometric
how
pressures.
science changes to meet
I mean,
whatever they need.
This guy, you'd have to watch that 6 times to try to figure out what he's talking about. And I promise you still wouldn't freaking know. I mean, unreal. I mean, I had to take a break from AOC and show that little clip right there because I mean that's just like this is the stupidity we're dealing with here.
Now I do believe in climate change.
Climate changes.
It's been happening for millions and millions.
Ask the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The climate sometimes changes. I mean,
actually, I think it was dinosaur farts that started that.
Yes, the methane, dude.
It's the methane. It's the dinosaur.
Dino farts.
Dino farts.
Dino farts. We'll be right back with more Dino Farts. Stay right there. Well, there you have it, folks. Heading into the weekend with a full head of insanity right there.
Gotta love it.
Gave it to you, baby. Gave it to you. You know how you can help us, not only following us on social media and subscribing to the Chad Prather YouTube channel, but you can go to where podcasts are offered, and you can leave us a 5-star rating and a good review. Here pretty soon we're going to start reading some reviews, so we're letting them pile up a little bit. Let's push this podcast and this television show right on up the rankings there.
Only accept 5 stars.
I'm telling you, man, you want to help me? I got negotiations coming up with Blaze TV here pretty soon, and I'm going to need them to. I need Glenn Beck money. That's what I need. I need Glenn Beck money.
Hey, if you get Glenn Beck money, can I get Chad Prather money?
Well, can you?
I don't know.
I mean, they don't just give that away.
Yeah. Can I just get money?
Still no.
Your voice got high again, dude.
Still no.
Not going to be able to make it tomorrow.
If we all write reviews, will you read them?
No. There better be some real good reviews. Party Foundation, Steve Helms Band, Natalie Woods 22, Candice the Queen of the Ethiopians, Mark the Puppet Master. You drove us into the nether regions of all things AOC today, Mark. Thanks for doing that. Candace, thanks for pulling together some of these things. You're not getting canceled, folks. Just remember, you're just being held accountable.
You're being held accountable.
You're being held accountable for all of your ignorant, Trump-supporting stupidity. And remember, folks, it was never about Donald Trump. It was about bringing that voice a little bit closer to home because the government is not representing you right now. We love you. God bless you. We will talk to you next Monday night. Be good to yourselves. Bye.